just had a bunch of warm, open beer by the end of it. That's a lot of fucking beer. The thing,
it was gone within a half hour. It's fine.
Warms.
Hello everyone and welcome to this new episode of You Hate to See It. I'm Adam.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Nick.
And today we have a guest. His name's Andy. Hello Andy, or Michael Jordon.
Either one of those works.
We will be clickbaiting this as Michael Jordon.
What's up, guys? Yeah, rings. 6 rings. I'm very happy to be here, though. Thank you so much for having me. This is my first guest appearance on a podcast.
Thanks for coming on.
Been with 3 fucking degenerates, so.
I mean, 4. Well, I'm part of the DJ club for sure.
Oh,
perfect.
You hate to see it. Further to that.
Oh my god, we're already starting.
Nice.
I'm already done with my mule. Fuck,
Nick.
I just made it.
Not bring the ingredients.
Nick, I was told you don't do anything, and before we've even started this podcast, this is like the 3rd thing you're about to like get up and go do. So what is this all about?
No. I brought 4 beers. I brought 4 beers.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Great, so in like 2 minutes, we're going to be hearing Nick to go make another mule. Why did you like cups, make 6 mules, and then just...
That's really what I should have done. I should have just made a picture of mules like Adam does.
Yeah. So speaking of that, we like to state at the start of every podcast what we're drinking. So for me, I have my regular pitcher of alcohol with me, and it is just Pink Whitney and Sprite.
Of course, you bought more Pink Whitney. Of course.
I bought him Pink Whitney.
Nick gifted this to me.
I love the Pink Whitney.
Of course.
I got a Kentucky Mule with Angel's Envy.
I didn't know you were a 16-year-old white girl, Nick.
I had some cranberry in there.
And,
Yeah.
Fuck off. and I got Lion and Googles. I got some summer shandies.
Yeah, I mean, just classic Bush.
Same thing over here, just a Bush latte, a Bush daddy, if you will. The nectar of the gods.
I'm excited for Bush's apple, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be.
Hold on, what now? Apple what?
Bush is coming out with an apple. It's an apple
like-
Bush.
Like a cider?
No.
I don't know if it's the cider. I wish it was the cider.
I think it's
It's
literally
a regular
Bush
Bush
Light.
Light.
It's just Bush Light with a little bit of apple in it.
See, but Bush doesn't need to do that. Like Natty Light does that with everything. Like, oh, we're gonna make seltzers now. We're gonna add like hints of other fruit in here. It's like you can't cover up the taste of piss. Like, come on. You're just gonna make it worse. You're gonna ruin fruit for people.
Have you had a Natter Day, though? The strawberry lemonade thing?
Yes.
You drink like maybe
Oh,
one of those.
Oh, I can drink like 3 of them. I love them.
He bought an entire case in college.
No, Garrett bought a whole case. Yeah.
Didn't you buy one like not too long after?
No, because I only buy hard alcohol.
Oh, I'm talking about the Pink Whitney. You bought like an entire case.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Pink Whitney's, we right when they came out, they were supposed
He
to.
bought 2.
Well, right when they came out, they were supposed to be a limited edition product. So
Yeah, but
I went and saw them, and they were on sale for like $7.99 a bottle. So I bought a case.
yeah, you did.
I was like, this is fucking amazing. And for a limited edition thing with hockey all over it, like, yeah, I'm buying it. So I bought 12, and then I went to... Yeah, a month later, I had gone through half of the case.
Adam and I run to a liquor store just to get some drinks.
Yeah, we went to a liquor store, and they happened to have a full box there, and I was like, huh. And they were $9.99, and they were no longer limited edition after like a month and a half. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'm still in college, and this saves me from having to leave my apartment for alcohol. I can just walk into my closet. Fuck it, I'll buy another case. But yeah, so, and then after I had like almost gotten finished with my second case, I went out and bought a 3rd case.
You bought 3?
Yeah, and that's literally all I drank, was just Pink Whitney mixed with Sprite, or just Pink Whitney straight, for the entire semester that left, like my entire last semester of college was just Pink Whitney's.
There's
And
nothing worse than the awful concoctions we made for Flask Mondays.
Oh my god.
all right, so Andy, we used to do, or Michael, I'm sorry, Michael Jordon. we used to do this thing called Flask Monday, where Jeff and I would literally, the random bottles of alcohol that we had laying around, we would fill flasks with just random combinations of everything, and then sneak it into movie theaters, and then drink them during the movies.
Been there.
That's how I got.
Oh, I forgot. So what? You basically just made flasks of the everything shot?
Yeah.
I one time had fucking worst thing I've ever drank in my life. So my favorite hard alcohol is Fireball. I know a lot of people hate that shit.
I fuck with Fireball. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I blacked out 2 weeks ago on Fireball. 12 beers and fucking shots of Fireball at my girlfriend's mom's house. I blacked out, came home, didn't think anything of it. Don't remember getting home. I woke up in the morning like, hey, babe, like, how's it going? She was like, hey, did I do something last night? And she goes, got home, you went to bed, and you woke up to go pee, and you just fucking pulled your pants down and started pissing all over our floor. I pissed all over my bedroom floor. Not remember anything. She's like yelling at me to stop. She's going, stop! You're peeing on the floor. I don't remember anything. I look over and I go, oh, shut the fuck up. And then I finish. It was a puddle. And I couldn't stop laughing in the morning. I thought it was funny as shit. But that is my last
Fireball. I got
Fireball.
a story about my freshman year of college before I met these two fuckers. One of the guys on our floor came back from a party, 3 sheets of the wind, fell asleep on the table. We're like, okay, we're all going to bed. Let's get him to his room. We stand him up. He's bobbing and swaying. He's like, I gotta pee. Just drops his shorts, whips out his dick, and just starts pissing on the table and floor in the college lounge. And the guy I was with, we were gonna get him into his room. He's like, grab the cup, I'll hold him up, grab the cup. So I basically just had to fucking shove a cup around his dick to catch the piss, and it started overflowing all over my hand.
You pissed on your.
Oh my. Yeah.
So a lot of people say like, once you've like thrown up Fireball, like you're done with Fireball or like cinnamon whiskey ever. No, not me. Nope. My go-to thing is Fireball, and my most proud story was I chugged an entire bottle in under 30 seconds. From literally crack it open to just downing it.
Oh.
I'll just take a few shots. I don't need.
Well, I will just drink it out of the bottle because like, who needs? I'm the only one that likes it, so I mean, I just drink shots out of the bottle. But the story was, we're at the party. I grabbed it out of the freezer, to keep it cold, and I grabbed I can't even remember. I grabbed like a soda to like go make a mixed drink with it, so I'm not a degenerate just drinking out of the bottle at this party. And I'm walking through the kitchen towards the dining room where all the like solo cups are, and this guy that I worked with was like, hey, I bet you won't chug that, bitch. And I was like, you're right, because I'm a sober, normal human being, and that's fucking stupid to start a night off. And I go to start walking away, and he just kept pestering me. And after the 14th time, he switched from bitch to pussy, and I just snapped. So I just cracked it open and just chugged the entire bottle in front of the party. And everyone was like, I'm not dealing with him later.
The last time I ever had Fireball, I ended the night. I was making like fire whiskey from Harry Potter, which is basically golden apple strongbow cider mixed with shots of Fireball. And my roommate at the time and I drank so many of these that the night ended with me laying on the dorm hallway floor, pushing myself backwards with my arms above my head like a worm, just rolling around on the floor, screaming "woo" to the top of my lungs at like 1 a.m. And the RA came over and he was like, hey Adam, you all right there? And I was like, I'm fucking lit, bro. And then he's like, you want to go to bed? And I was like, I guess so, I will. And went to bed. and woke up the next morning so hungover and went downstairs for breakfast. They were serving cinnamon French toast, and so the aroma of cinnamon was just not what I needed, and that's the last time I ever touched Fireball.
Yeah, it's just so easy to shoot. Like you were saying, Jeff, like you
Not,
just drink it by the
it
bottle.
really
You
isn't.
don't need a chaser.
Really.
It's
You
not
do.
easy.
Preferably something that's not Fireball.
Nick, you're a pussy.
So gross. Fireball's so... Well, I don't like cinnamon to begin with, so...
I wouldn't shoot like Big Red or anything like that. But I mean, as far as Fireball goes, like you could drink some worse shit.
Definitely. I agree with that 100%.
Jeff and I have shot
love
moonshine
anything.
before.
Guys, I want you to know, I think I found a new best friend out of you two, so I think
So,
like the
Let's go.
stuff. So that's
Cool, so I can go now? Like, I'm done? We're done, right? I can just go?
Yes.
No,
Oh, okay.
we've also
Oh,
been
Being
no, I'm
replaced.
the guest now. I'm now the guest.
Yeah. We've been trying to replace Nick since episode 2, so
you hate to see it.
oh, he's already
Fine.
getting these drinking cues. Nice.
Oh, God.
I'm all about it. All right, well, let's move on from our degenerate college days. And well, I mean, we can get back into them, but let's actually get to our fucking guest here. So you have your own podcast. Why don't you tell our listeners about what you do a little bit?
Absolutely. So I have a sports, comedy, gambling, whatever you want to call it, podcast. It is called The Brew Party. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcast pretty much. So when I started it in the end of February, and it was just me for about the first 4 episodes. There was actually still sports, and I could fill up 30 to 45 minutes of my own bullshit and rants. But then I moved on to doing some interviews. So I've had a lot of really cool people on. So I've interviewed a rapper out of Chicago that currently has 300,000 listens on his first album. I interviewed a reality TV star that's from my hometown. He was on Naked and Afraid this last season, Naked and Afraid, and season 26 of The Amazing Race. That was really cool. And then my last interview was with my first professional athlete, also from my hometown, but he plays currently basketball in Israel for Hapoel Alat. And he played college basketball in Nevada. So really cool. So if you like sports, like gambling, you like comedy, come find me, The Brew Party. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, Instagram. So Twitter and Instagram at The Brew Party, Facebook at The Brew Party Podcast. I talk about being a new dad, what that's like. So my son's about to be 4 months old, so I throw that in there. Pretty much I'll talk about anything with anybody. Like I said, I've had musicians, I've had reality TV stars, I've had my friends on. You said this is going to be dropping on the 20th. So my next 2 episodes.
We actually record all our podcasts live.
But yeah, all of our podcasts are live. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we don't know. What
Never
you're
mind.
talking
No,
about.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this
Yes,
is
the
Yeah.
20th. Yeah.
hearing
Yeah.
me right now. My next 2 episodes, I have one of my buddies from also my hometown that we into some like current events and NFL basketball, and then I have one of the best swimmers in Michigan State history. He broke a record 14 times while he was there, and he is going to be swimming in the Olympic trials here in 2021. So those are my next 2 episodes. Look out for those. Like I said, thank you so much for having me on. This has been fun. I'm ready to keep it going.
Yeah,
We're happy to have you.
yeah, we got some time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
All I
it's
got is
only
time,
gonna
baby.
get worse.
So yeah, because I went through in the past couple days. I've actually listened to almost over like half your episodes after hearing that you were going to be on
Appreciate
here.
that.
I've listened to the one that I don't remember his name, but the last one you just did with the basketball player.
Basketball player, yeah, Jordan Caroline is his name. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Well, I'm also originally from Illinois. Do you know who Ethan Happ is?
Oh yeah, that motherfucker that went to Wisconsin. He's like 6'4" when he gets recruited and turns into like arguably one of the best big men to ever play in the Big Ten. Do I know who Ethan Happ is? Yeah, I know who Ethan Happ is. Went to high school with him.
Yeah, I graduated with Ethan Happ. He was my locker buddy. He had the locker right next.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I know him really well. Super good guy. He plays in Greece right now. I don't know what team it is, but I don't know. Just listening to that episode really like reminded me of that. But yeah, no, he's arguably because they just named the all-decade team, and he almost is like above Frank Kaminsky for it, just because
he was really good.
He's like in the top 5 like NCAA players to ever get over like 3,000 points, over like 1,000 rebounds, over like a certain amount of steals, assists, and like blocks in his career, and it's just fucking outrageous. But yeah, no, I remember because throughout my entire because I went to school with him since kindergarten, so I have seen like his entire development. Yeah, like freshman year, like because I'm 6'4", I was like 6'2" in like my freshman year, and he was like 6'4" or something, and then he committed to Wisconsin his sophomore year, and he was still about 6'4". Junior year 6'7", senior year 6'9". Like when he finally goes and actually starts playing for Wisconsin, he's like 6'11", and he literally redshirted his freshman year because you have fucking Frank the Tank playing in front of you. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to get a lot of fucking time.
It's the Wisconsin system,
so he
right there.
Yeah, so I mean, he redshirted and was literally just scrimmaging against Frank the Tank 24/7. Like, you're gonna become a fucking great player based off of that. But I mean, he was already amazing in the first place. Like high school, everyone thought he was just like this weird standout because he went to a small school. He was playing small schools, but no, that dude had something fucking going for him the entire time.
Absolutely. I saw him play a couple times when Wisconsin came down to Champaign, because I try to catch as many U of I basketball games as I can. Actually, I'm hoping to get a former U of I basketball player on, Michael Finke. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's also from Champaign. At U of I, played at Grand Canyon University, and then now he was playing overseas, and he's actually going to play in the basketball tournament, which is starts on July 4th. I think Ethan Happ is playing in that too.
Yeah.
For one of the overseas elite or players from overseas. So that'll be like the first 5 sports in America that'll be back. I mean, well, I guess that's a lie. UFC's been on. But I'm excited.
Hold on, you're forgetting about NASCAR, my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Oh.
I actually watched like the last 80 laps of the Poconos the other day.
I watched the golf thing between was it like Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning versus fucking
Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson. Yeah, that was a shit show. But everybody, I don't know why anybody would expect Tiger was playing well. Tom Brady to be good at golf. Like, he's been playing in the NFL for the last 20 years. Like, Manning's been retired for what, 5-6 years now. Like, one of them has time on their hands to go out and play golf. The other one does not. You know what I mean?
Everyone watched it for the just the trash talk. Like, it's 4 people, and it's Peyton Manning and Tom Brady who trash talk each other on social media like every other day. So, but yeah. So let's get into some questions here. I guess I'll start it off because I have a big topic that I think we want to get into because it's really relevant. The 1919 Black Sox scandal, I think, is something that should
be Joe Jackson.
That hasn't been talked about in a couple decades. We need to get back into it.
Okay, listen.
Over the Astros.
If you look at Shoeless Joe's stats from the World Series, he hit like 400. He was like he might have been the only one of the starting 9 that was not taking a bribe. I believe there were players, like at least 8 of them admitted to taking money from the mob or whoever was fixing it. But if you look at his stats, there's no way he was throwing it. If you don't fucking hit 400 with 5-6 RBIs in a 4 or 5 game span, if you're trying to lose. I mean, I know they weren't very superior athletes back then, but still, Jesus Christ.
I think I remember reading somewhere that like he was completely illiterate Shoeless Joe was completely illiterate. Like when he'd go out to a restaurant, he'd have his wife read the menu to him, so that way people would think he was literate. He was able to read, but he actually couldn't read a word.
Yeah, I did a report on him in like the 2nd grade. I had to dress up like him. My mom made me like an old school like Sox jersey.
Was it one of those like tea-stained jerseys?
No, I mean she fucking made it out of like felt and shit. It was weird. I don't know. I don't know. It was like 8.
When I was in
this knowledge is coming from.
I had to do a report in 5th grade that I had to dress up for, and I did Wayne Gretzky, and I had much better production quality and costume designing than that.
It was a fucking homemade costume, boys. It's one of a kind.
I don't think I ever dressed up as anyone for like a report.
I had to dress up like Robin Williams one.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
I dressed up like Mork from Mork and Mindy and just did like the Nanu thing. I was in like 8th grade.
I mean, there's not much else you need to do if you're like
Rainbow suspenders, and we call it a day, boys.
I'd like to talk about the 600 AD Olympic Games.
I'd like to talk about why the Nazis refused to join the Olympics.
That one might be a little sketch to talk
Are you
about. but
talking
we'll get
about
to-
about the current day Olympics? Or
No.
Oh my god. We talked about this.
Nick, your neighbor is a Nazi. It's fine.
They're not.
don't know that though.
say it's okay if they are, but it's not okay if they are. But don't feel guilty.
Nick lives literally next to a communist and a Nazi.
It's a rough
We're
neighborhood.
scared, or
And the communists left fucking hate mail in my mailbox the other day.
You'll
Because
hear
you
all
don't
about
do
it on.
You'll hear all about it on the podcast that's already
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
Because
We
this is
know about that.
live.
Yeah.
No, but my next what the fuck was my next question? Damn it!
About volleyball?
Yes, actually it was. Hey, stance on men's volleyball.
Sport or athletic?
Do you think it's a legitimate sport in high school, or like?
in high school. I mean, so not. It's just not very prevalent, you know. That's like an East Coast thing. That's like a Chicago suburbs thing. Like down here where
It's
I'm
a very
from, down
west. Yeah, it's a
south-
very coast in Chicago thing.
yeah, you know, down here where I'm from, that's just not a thing. You know, it's girls volleyball. But I mean, if you've ever seen like,
Have you ever seen
watched the Olympics?
spandex
like-
playing volleyball?
And in spandex playing volleyball, I don't watch the spandex. I watch them hit the fuck out of the ball.
We don't
No.
wear spandex.
So
We just break each other's thumbs.
we had an entire episode because I have a very strong stance on sport versus athletic. And not saying that athletics aren't like
it's a
difficult to
sport.
do and don't require anything, but I would say like cheerleading to me is not
knew you
a
were gonna say
sport, it's an
cheerleading.
athletic. Volleyball to me also is an athletic.
I hate you so much. I played volleyball in high school.
Golf is an athletic. Soccer is a sport, even though I hate soccer. Football sport, hockey sport.
You hate soccer, but if you played hockey, you played soccer on ice. A stick and a small ball.
Yeah, but the puck hurts more than the ball, and the sticks are way more fun to play with than feet.
I believe that. That's a good.
The same thing can be said about sex.
I'd rather play with a stick than with a
Underfoot
foot.
stuff?
So that's gross. No,
It's very gross.
that is a political statement I am stating right now. Is if you like foot stuff, I mean, still listen to the podcast. But
But also, we don't like you.
I don't agree with your way of life, though.
But we are secretly judging you all the time.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Andy's over here like, man, I could go for a foot job right now.
Yeah, you know, don't knock it till you try it, boys.
No,
much
we'll
money-
knock it
You know
right
how
away.
much
We'll
money
like it right.
girls are making off of feet pics these days? a lot of pervs out there.
Yeah, I
Not
know.
saying
They
I'm
can pay
one
off
of them.
my student loans.
Yeah, no shit. I have a friend who I was talking to the other day who posted a picture of like her and her sister's feet just like up, like on Snapchat, like this. Some kid responded and was like, "Hey, you cool if I screenshot this? This is really hot." She goes, yeah, "Throw me $20 and you're good." And he fucking did.
What the fuck?
I've legitimately thought about like
I hate society.
making an OnlyFans and only posting pictures of mine
on.
and my girlfriend's feet and just see what happens.
I will disown you.
That's not the worst thing he could be doing on OnlyFans.
Yeah, Nick, you can
He like
fuck
sticking
off.
shit up his ass.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's perfectly acceptable. No feet. No.
No, yeah, that sounded bad when I said it. There's nothing wrong with sticking stuff
No.
up your ass. I'm just saying, if we're
As long as
ranking the badness of things on OnlyFans, I think feet pics isn't the worst thing you're going to see on there.
Debatable.
Debatable, I guess.
The discussion at a later date. But you have to see feet pics.
Oof, yeah, you do.
Why is Nick uploading feet pics into our fucking? Why'd you send me this? That is such an odd thing to send me.
You said something about hating society. Look, I never have good timing or good memes.
All right, you
Yeah.
guys, anything to ask our wonderful guests?
Yeah. So, as a hockey player by trade, um, do you have? I know we were talking yesterday about who your favorite team was, and you were saying the Hawks probably, but you're not a big hockey guy.
Okay, so I like hockey. I'll watch hockey. It's just not my favorite. So when I went to college, I went to Illinois State, Old Birds. My freshman year, I lived literally all of my roommates were like from Chicago or like the Chicago area. So and that was like 2014, 2015. That's when the Hawks were rolling.
Yeah.
Off of the
Yeah.
like the
Not like they're
championship
trash
run.
that they've been the past 2 years.
Wait,
Exactly.
college?
Excuse me, dark horse team. This upcoming playoffs, don't let them
Oh
get
yeah,
hot.
they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose first
games.
round.
But anyway, you know how you were when you were a freshman in college or any point in college. Any excuse to drink and like watch a game or whatever. And
Yeah.
I like
We didn't need
drinking
excuses.
and
We
watching.
just
I
did
like
it.
drinking and watching hockey, and it just happens to be the Blackhawks. But I mean, you can't go wrong with Patty Kane and Taves and Seabrook and all those guys. So they definitely shouldn't have fucking fired Coach Q. That was the dumbest thing they've ever done.
Oh, that was terrible.
Well, I'm going
They
to say a
fucked
very
up.
controversial opinion right now. They should have dumped either Kane or Taze back in 2018. One or
No,
the other. They should
they
have saved
should-
cap space and kept.
They
kept
should have
Saad.
dumped Kane.
Panarin?
No. I'm with you. Kane needs to be gone after Kane has had his 8th rape scandal and charges and like all the shit that Kane does. Kane needs to be gone because he puts the Hawks name in a bad light, regardless whether he does it or not. Jeff, I don't know what you're doing, but I don't like your face
Yeah, I
right
don't
now.
like whatever that is.
Waiting for a pause.
Ah,
God, fucking
I
damn it.
definitely ruined that.
But yeah, no, Kane needs to be gone. Taves is amazing. I love Taves. He's not like the greatest player, but he's the best captain that you could have. So
I'm gonna tell you something right
Oh, yeah.
now. If there are no charges like actually filed against him, or if he's not found guilty of anything, Hawks aren't going to get rid of Patty Kane. He's too good. The thing that sucks is when they had to let Panarin walk a few years ago. Him and Kane on the same line were fucking ridiculous.
Oh, they
what
were so
should've-
good.
What they needed to do, they needed to.
Yeah,
dump
I'd love
Kane.
to hear. I'd love to hear it from the person who only knows Kane and Taves.
Fuck off. That was probably the last year I watched hockey. Actually, I actually watched hockey. What they should have done back in 2018: dump Kane, kept Panarin, kept Saad.
No, Saad. I agree with Saad's getting up there in
You know,
age, and he's
pissed
not
off
as good as the rest of them.
Blackhawks fans would have been if they let Patty Kane go.
Yeah,
So
but
once
he
in a
was burned out
generation.
he was burned out 2 years ago.
Kane's also one of the biggest assholes I have ever met in hockey.
Oh, they should have also kept Shaw. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, getting rid of Shaw was the worst decision imaginable because Shaw
Shaw
Shaw's
was just
great.
entertaining to watch.
Which one of them was fucking the wives? Sharp, Patrick Sharp. Yeah.
No, yeah, that was Sharp. Yeah, he got forced out of the league. I
Hey, man.
remember that.
That's just
Traded
building
down
team
to Dallas
chemistry,
and
right?
retired.
I don't know if it's the right team, but it's a team.
Didn't he do the same thing in Dallas too?
Might have, dude. He's like Shorzy from Letterkenny.
Has anyone here seen Patrick Sharp? I would let Patrick Sharp sleep with my wife. Like, I don't
He's a
know
beautiful
what.
man. There's no denying that.
He really, yeah. I don't know.
You cannot go wrong. They need to drop Seabrook already because Seabrook's game has, since they've cracked down on fighting, Seabrook has less and less to offer as he's getting older. He's
I guess that would be a good reason to dump Shaw also.
This sounds like why. This sounds like my downfall if I were to play hockey. If they started cracking down on fighting, I'd be like, I'm out of here. Fuck you guys. Break stick over ref's head and leave.
when I was still playing, that's when they were being way more strict about fighting. And I remember when I first got season tickets to the Hawks, one of the early games, Seabrook was in the corner, like it was a line brawl. Everyone on the ice was fighting each other except the goalies, who were literally leaning up against the nets because they had nothing better to do. And Seabrook was in the corner beating the shit out of a guy, and there's 3 refs on the ice who can't stop everyone fighting. So by the time they got to Seabrook, Seabrook was well on his way to killing this man, and there was nothing anyone could do. And so hockey players have fight straps on the back of their jerseys, and the fight strap was ripped off. It's like the strap is so you can't pull a jersey over someone's head because that's some pussy shit. But the fight strap was ripped off, and the jersey was ripped in half. So they kept trying to get the guy's just jersey off. In the middle of the fight, Seabrook and the guy he's fighting are trying to get the jersey off of him so that way they could keep fighting. And then they finally got the jersey off, and the guy's chest protector starts ripping, and his Under Armour shirt is ripped completely in half. Both of his elbow pads, the straps are ripped off, and they're flailing around on him. And the refs are just standing there like, there's nothing we can do, fuck it. And
Get in the middle of that shit.
And Seabrook was fine. There was nothing wrong with Seabrook. I don't even think he got a black eye out of that. And this man had to get all of his equipment bought for him by the team. So, because he doesn't spend his own fucking money on that shit.
Does anyone remember the fucking mid-ice brawl between Crawford and Quick?
Yeah.
Jonathan Quick. Does anyone else remember that? That was whenever 2 goalies. I love it when goalies fight.
So,
that's just
if you want to see goalies fight, you either need to. So the big dog is Ron Hextall. Ron Hextall, great fighter, great goalie, but an amazing fighter. I think Ron Hextall has scored. I think he might have scored the most goals as a goalie in the NHL as well. I think it's only 3 or 4, but I mean, that's a lot to shoot down the ice. And Patrick Waugh had quite a few fucking fights, but Patrick Waugh fought more skaters than anyone, and Ron Hextall literally fought anyone that fucking looked at him funny. So.
Oduya was. I'm just trying to remember fucking players.
Oh, Oduya.
Oduya was phenomenal.
Yeah, didn't Oduya die? Isn't he the one that died?
Who? What? Huh?
No, not Oduya. There was some Hawks player that died in Lake Michigan. He drowned on a yacht.
Marian Hossa. Marian Hossa's a fucking sad story.
I was gonna
Marian
say
Hossa was phenomenal.
Marian Hossa did not die, so
no, he didn't. No, I'm just saying Marian Hossa.
Marian Hossa is probably one of my favorite players of all time. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Adam Burish, and Dustin Byfuglien, when those two.
Bufflin was fantastic.
Oh, I love Bufflugan, but
Flugen.
So
Dahmerson.
I can't deny hockey fights are the best, but a close
The best
second
part
for
of
me.
hockey. That's why you watch hockey.
that's why I started playing hockey was for the fights.
Of course.
That's legitimately why I started.
Could have just started boxing or some shit like I did, but whatever. I mean, close enough.
Kill you, pussy.
But one of my favorite things is bench clearing fights in the MLB because
those
the
are phenomenal. Those are.
they're not good
I
at
wait for someone to pull out a shiv.
they're not good at fighting, but it's just entertaining because like it's just a sport where there's no contact. But the second a fight breaks out, benches clear, bullpens run in, and people just find anyone to just swing on before, because there are 4 fucking out there, and there are now 2 full fucking teams just fighting each other.
I've been in a bench brawl before, and it was so much fun.
2 of the best fucking bench clearing brawls happened in the last MLB season, both with the Cincinnati Reds. For one, Cincinnati Reds versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Amir Garrett, the pitcher, like 6'5", like 250, was gas. Really was trying to fight the entire Pittsburgh fucking bench. If you haven't seen the picture, Google Amir Garrett Pirates, and it is literally him. They have him throwing a punch. He's the only member of his team in the picture. He is surrounded by at least 10 Pirates. And a couple weeks later,
Oh my
Reds
god!
again.
I'm looking at this picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's looking crazy.
So, a couple weeks later, the Reds get in a fight again. Yasiel Puig runs out of the dugout. He was already traded at this point. He knew he wasn't even on the team yet. He saw the bench clearing brawl, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm getting in on this scrap." Look up that picture or that video if you haven't seen it either. The Amir Garrett one is one of my favorites of all time. Or the Bryce Harper where he throws his helmet and completely missed him.
Well, you also got to understand the Pirates have sucked for so fucking long. Like,
so bad. You're so bad.
No one's winning a fucking fight on that team. You can't win a game. You're not winning a fucking fight against a dude who's about to just smoke your entire team. So
there are, I believe, players in the major leagues that are making almost more than the Pirates' entire roster right now.
I'm sure.
They're spending absolutely no money.
I listened
absolutely no money.
So I don't know if you listen to the Pac McAfee podcast.
Oh, dude, for the brand.
My God.
Come on, man.
Yeah, for the brand, you get it.
Absolutely.
But did you listen to the one where he was talking to Mark Cuban?
Sir, absolutely. He said he's been trying to buy the Pirates for years.
Yeah. And they're like, they won't sell them to me. And he's like, and then Pat was just like, that's probably why they'll never be a good team. They pay their
so funny.
They pay their players shit, and then they just rake in money off of I don't even know what because they don't have fans. Like there's no one shows up.
It's a beautiful ballpark. It's one of the best ballparks in the MLB, but it's just a shit team. Like nobody wants to go see them. There's a kid from my hometown who went to my high school that is in the Pirates system right now. So shout out to you, Jake Snyder, but I'm sorry you couldn't get drafted by literally any other team in the league.
That's the one guy from my high school that ever got drafted into the MLB was into the Yankees. So he got drafted into a good fucking farm system and a good team. He ended up playing like 2 years as a catcher for the Yankees, and then he retired because he had like wrist surgery or something. He just couldn't fucking do it anymore.
Yeah, so
he came back and coached Ethan Happen basketball. So
it's cool. So the class that I believe was 2 years younger than me at my high school, their baseball team had 4 draft picks on one team.
Jesus.
And then the other high school in my town had 1. So we had 5 kids from Champaign. So I believe it was last year's draft, which was really cool to see. It's something you don't see a lot. I mean, there's always like talented athletes around this area, but not necessarily like professional athlete, you know?
Yeah,
So there's
you get
two guys.
like the minors of everything type of a thing.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, I was fucking.
Nick, what are you doing over there? Nothing again? Not even paying attention on your own goddamn podcast?
God
Damn,
damn
what?
it, Nick! What the fuck?
This is why I'm replacing you.
Just a side note for everyone right now, Nick is now leaning back in his chair, took his headset off completely, and is no longer it's just no longer participating in anything, and looks like he's contemplating his entire life goal.
So to give any context, I don't watch sports. So I'm trying to look up so I know what you guys are talking about so I can contribute. If you want to talk about esports, I am there, but I don't know anything about sports.
There's a hilarious esports story I could talk about.
Nick's only sport is EA Sports because he's in the game.
You hate
There was a
yeah.
there was an
Yeah.
NBA
I'm
2K
trying to
League
sound
player.
somewhat competent in what I'm talking about. And
Well,
it's-
that's a fucking first, Nick.
There was an NBA 2K League player that got suspended for one game. I think it was last week for rage quitting in the middle of a match, which is hilarious. Like a professional fucking esports player, and so pissed off, quits. So the NBA 2K League has to put out a statement on Twitter. One of the funniest statements you'll ever read from a professional sports league, saying it's like, so and so is serving a 1-game ban for allegedly quitting the game in the middle of the match, and they were down by like 30 points or some shit like that. So it's just like I need to go back and find the video. Like, what was the point that turned it for him? It was like, fuck this, I'm quitting. Like, come on, you're getting paid to play this game.
the only time I think I saw a ban. Rainbow Six had like a mid-game ban because some guy was on like a roof and fucking exploited the glitch where he shot through the roof because there was like a pixel glitch and he saw someone walking through it and he just shot him in the head. And like Ubisoft was just like, yeah, no, you're out of the game right now. You're done.
We need to talk about how was it Evil Geniuses can't use shield operators? Who the fuck?
Oh my god! Yeah, no, it was EG versus some trash ass Euro team. It was some awful team. Fucking EG.
They couldn't. Well, we won't stick on it long, but if you ever played Rainbow Six Siege, there are operators on offense and defense who use riot shields, and these fuckers lost every round with a riot shield. Like, you literally cannot take damage from people in front of you if you have a damn riot shield, and they lost every fucking round just using the shield operators like fucking idiots. They might as well
Weren't they up like 6 rounds too?
Yeah, they were up. They were about to win, and then you were just like, "We're gonna choose shield operators," and you just got wiped every round and lost. It was the worst.
Oh my! It was so hard to watch.
It was like bad plays. They were like, "All right, I know there's someone down the hall. Instead of peeking with my riot shield and having some peek around me and kill them, I'll just put my riot shield on my back. I'll walk out here with this pistol that is literally the least accurate thing in the game, and hope for the best."
There's a reason Canadian begged to be traded as SSG. There's a reason he fucking begged to be traded off of that team.
So are you guys in tune with this Dr. Disrespect stuff? Does anybody know what's going on with him?
I paid a little bit of attention to it.
I watched Dr. Disrespect pretty, I don't know, like maybe like once every like couple weeks or something. He's entertaining to me.
I've never watched him once.
But
I don't know who this is.
I don't know what the fuck he did, because like everyone's like posting about like, oh, we're just gonna, like, everyone's been looking into like the last moments of his stream before it was like, you know, taken down and like he was banned and
Did you see
everything.
the
It's
video
like,
of him like he like read a text message and you could see on his face he was kind of like, oh fuck, like he realized it then?
Wasn't he accused of like beating his wife or something?
Well, I
that
think
was
he
a while
cheated on her or something last year, and
Yeah,
he like took like a
on
month
her.
off.
No, I think he got suspended for it or something, because he like taught it something about like what he did on stream like broke TOS for like talking about it, and like he got banned for like a month or something. But yeah, that did happen.
You
like,
want to talk about crazy? The mini lad shit is insane.
yes, but no one watches his streams. Dr.
That's
Disrespect is bigger.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, like there's just a bunch of people going over like the last moments of his stream, like trying to find out where like everything happened, like what would have broke TOS for it. And everyone's like,
Right.
it might have been music he was playing, and like that's where they're going. But it's like music you're playing doesn't usually get you banned for like a permanent ban on Twitch. Like,
Right. So I've heard like he got like DMCA'd or whatever. So like right before I got in this on this podcast, actually, I was listening to Pardon My Take, and they were talking about it, and they said, there's been accusations of sexual assault. They're saying he violated some terms of stream, like you just said. But they also mentioned like guys like Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman have like came out in support, saying like, hey, like about Dr. Disrespect, you would like to think they wouldn't be saying that if it was some like domestic abuse or sexual assault type thing. You know what I mean?
One of the main people I watch is Tim the Tatman. I've loved him for a long time. Like I have watched his stream.
You look like Tim the Tatman with long hair.
Yeah. Sometimes he has to hate his life. Like, I mean, with like over like 30,000 subscribers, maybe he needs one downfall.
Right.
But no, it's like Tim has never had any of these types of issues. Like, he's a good guy. Like, I don't see him backing someone up like Dr. Disrespect if it was something like that. Like,
Right.
Tim the Tatman always come across as like a really good guy, like thing, and like the people he plays with are always good people and stuff like that. And he plays with Dr. Disrespect like pretty often, and they get along really well. And it's like I don't see him backing up someone who would do something like that. So I don't think it's that. And if it is that's right. I mean,
I hope it's not. You
him.
want it not to be that at all, right?
Exactly. Like, because that hitting a woman for anything is fucking wrong. Like, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like, I hope they eventually come out with it, and so everyone can fucking figure it out. But
there's just stop the speculation.
Yeah, well, it's weird to me that Twitch hasn't even like actually. It's been like what, a week now, and like Twitch hasn't.
Yeah, it's been about a week,
and no one's come out with why.
I think I saw something that said like he knows. They've finally notified him why. Like he knows why he got kicked off, but it's not like public info yet. I don't know, but it's still just weird.
Yeah, but like, why would you not make it public?
I don't know.
I don't see the reason.
I don't know. Stop the speculation.
Twitch is usually quiet about that, though, isn't it? Aren't they?
No, like usually you hear within like a day or two, like what people got suspended for, like, or you would just know from the stream. But like with something like this, of like no one can really pick up on it. Like, it's really fucking weird.
Either way, F's in the chat.
Truth. You hate to see. All right, anyone else got some more questions for him? I mean, let's get back onto something not so serious, I guess, because that's not.
What do you play?
Yeah, so I'm on Xbox. Hit me up, Big Fudge Daddy, if you want somebody that sucks at video games on your friends list. But so I like.
Oh no, I
like
got that covered. We're good.
Oh yeah, no. I don't play video games. I am struggling currently to finish Spider-Man on easy. So
I don't know how.
I'm big into sports games. So I like 2K, like FIFA are big for me right now. Madden, obviously, but like GTA 5 is maybe the best video game ever made.
Love GTA 5. Have never followed the story. I just kill strippers and drive around, but
kill strippers, or you drive down to the airport and steal a plane. That's always fun.
I like to steal motorcycles and then try to go past the borders, because there's that like weird area that's not on the map that you can like in the surrounding cities to leave the island, like drive past all the cops. And if you're fast enough, you can go to like one of the old maps of GTA.
Right.
I love trying to do. I've never gotten there, but I like trying. It gives me some kind of goal in life, and I don't have many of those. So
yeah, I'm also a huge Madden fan. I'm just waiting for Madden 21 to come out, because Madden 20's at this point.
What did you think about Madden 20? So it's basically the same fucking game every year. They get me every time. It's just new rosters.
Yeah. Which you just download on the older ones, like.
Exactly, but they don't make the college football games anymore. So it's like those are my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, NCAA 14. I wish I
become best friends like through this whole podcast. I swear to
God. I wish I just had my PS3 and the only game I had for it was NCAA 14. Just build a dynasty and just fucking play.
We were talking about Twitch, so I don't know if you guys follow Barstool at all, but Big Cat is streaming NCAA 14 on Twitch. He has been for about like 3 months now. In 3 months, like he topped out, like his biggest stream was like 160,000 people. Like, that is insane. If you think about like how hard it is, like we all know we're on podcast. How hard it is to build an audience. It's similar on Twitch.
Right, exactly.
For you're doing this for 3 months, and 156,000 people are watching you play a game that is 8 years old on a fucking Xbox 360. You know what I mean?
One of the things I was going to talk about was possibly the whole the reason NCAA can't be made anymore because players can't make money off their names, and that's why they took it off the shelf, is because like they never gave them names. And now with this new thing that just happened this past year of players can make money off their names, like signing autographs and stuff like that. At least is it for all sports, or is it? I know for NCAA football, you can't make money off.
It's like by state. They're doing it. They have to do it at the state level right now. So I know California, I believe Texas has. That is actually go download the Brew Party episode 15 with Drew Palmer. We dive into this. Actually, we talk about college athletes be paid, how they should do that depending on the level they're at. D1 guys should probably be making a little bit more than guys at the D2, D3 level. Like you said, if they're not going to get specific stipends from their universities, let them go fucking make money off their likeness. Like, we've all been college students before. You know how that goes. Because they play sports. Like, I'm sure that, the top ones, guys, are getting fucking bread from somebody.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of just athletes that are just normal people, are just normal average Joes. You know what I mean? They're good enough to be there, but aren't top or, they're getting their scholarship, but that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories. There's one of the big ones that always gets me is there's a guy, a wide receiver for USC a couple years ago who, he full ride, obviously a good player. He's playing for fucking USC, pretty fucking well-known school, used to be
one
really
of the best football traditions in the country. Yes.
Yeah. He was he couldn't afford food. His meal plan wasn't good enough. Shit like that. You get college paid for, but you still have to live. Why are you doing all this? And so people who already have a fuck ton of money are making more money off of your name, and you're fucking out here scrapping around.
Exactly. Think about how much money these athletes are bringing in for the university. I know, yes, the fucking academic people at all the universities want to be like, well, we're doing blah, 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 blah. It's like, yes, you guys are doing great things. You're advancing university academically. But I'm sorry, if you're a school like Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, LSU, how much fucking money they're making each year off of their football programs? A ridiculous amount.
If you have a tradition at all, Clemson's pretty fucking new to being this fucking good, but you have teams like Florida and Miami who, Florida's good now, but Miami, they still make a fuck.
And they're an example of one of those fan bases that still believe that they are a championship caliber team every year. Michigan is one of those as well. The people calling for Harbaugh to be fired are ridiculous. He's winning you 10 fucking games a year. I'm sorry. If that's not good enough,
I'm sorry that Ohio State's on your schedule every year.
I'm sorry you can't fucking beat Ohio State, and you're not Alabama. You're not Clemson. You're not.
My God, Ohio State.
I'm an Ohio State fan through and through. So,
last year, I've never watched college football. Last year, Jeff and I worked nights together, and there was a solid week and a half where Jeff and I spent almost every night just fucking trying to figure out what college team I would like, and we settled on the Texans.
No,
and Longhorns. Thank you. Longhorn. I don't even know my own team. I'm bad. I'm a bad fan. I don't even know the name of my own team. And Army.
Is Texas back?
And Army.
No, it's not that Texas is bad. It's just they were.
I didn't say bad. I said, are they back? That's a joke.
Oh, yeah.
They're one of those teams that is one of those fan bases that expect them to be as good as they were when they had Colt McCoy and Jordan Shipley or Vince Young. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's not the same. It's Texas isn't a bad.
I literally couldn't tell you, and I'm a fan. I'm a diehard Longhorns fan.
I believe it, dude. You sound like it. I'm a Illinois football fan. Nobody's seen players shit than me.
I mean, like they have good players. I mean, fucking who was their quarterback last year? Ellinger, what? Fucking I can't remember.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, he's there. I mean, it's Texas, and Texas is arguably the best high school football in the country, and they are Texas flagship
Not
university.
when you have that much fucking area.
Exactly, like they're gonna get some of the top guys because they also have the name. You know, they haven't been as good in the past few years. They're on the up and up for sure. Tom Herman is a really good head coach, former Ohio State assistant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the Big 12 is just really not that great. Not Oklahoma's a problem. They're always going to be good. Lincoln Riley's got them rolling. I mean, who else? TCU? In Missouri? No, Missouri's in the SEC now. Oklahoma State? I don't know. Like, Texas has the opportunity to be good every year. But I mean, what's your definition of good? Like, I'm an Illinois fan, like I just said. Definition of good for me, just 7 games. Let's go 7-5 every year. Fucking Lovie Smith's got a contract for life then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Ohio State fan. If we don't make it to the playoffs every year, like, what are we fucking doing?
My younger brother is a junior in high school, but he's a big Oregon Ducks fan. So 2 years ago, we went out to Eugene for an Oregon game, which was like one of the coolest experiences I've ever had because they were playing Bowling Green, you know, just a fucking middling school in the MAC.
Right.
That stadium was completely full, like to the brim, game, and they're playing a nobody. So that was something I'll never forget. But actually, Oregon and Ohio State are supposed to play week 2 of this year, so that should be a
rematch of the 2014 national championship.
Yes, with Mariota.
Yep. Mariota and was it Braxton Miller? No.
It was Cardell. Cardell Jones.
Cardell Jones. Yep.
5 minutes of fame. He didn't come here to play school, okay?
Yeah. That fucking tweet fucked him so hard. But yeah, it's just because my freshman year when I played football in college, I was out in Nebraska and I went to a Nebraska game, and Nebraska obviously was not good last year.
They suck, but they still sell out every game. Well, I mean, what else is there to do in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Tailgating? It's not Lincoln, Nebraska. It is everywhere in Nebraska. But it's fucking insane. There's something about Division I tailgating and college games that is just nothing fucking compares to it. It is insane.
That's kicks, dude. It's my favorite thing to do.
I haven't been to many college games, but going to a Nebraska game doesn't matter who the fuck they play. That shit is always insane. Like,
it's historic. The stadium is historic. You feel it when you go in there. Absolutely. I've never been there, but if your team is, I mean, let's look at Nebraska the past 5 years, averaging like 5 wins maybe, and they are still selling out every game. Like, that's insane. I went to Illinois-Wisconsin game this year, and Illinois upset Wisconsin when Wisconsin was number 5. Me and my buddies, we rushed the field, and that is the craziest game I've ever been to in my life. And right next to the Wisconsin fans, just yelling at them the entire time. It was like a Wisconsin couple sitting right in front of us, and I did feel bad for them. It's like, fuck you, you're number 5. We won 3 games this year. Get the fuck out of here.
My number 1 stadium I want to go to is Penn State. I'm not a Penn State fan. Don't care about Penn State at all. But the history behind
you got to go to a whiteout game. A whiteout game. Yes.
Penn State and Michigan are like 2 of my places I want to go to. Number 3, easily be number 1 is Baton Rouge. Gotta go to LSU at some point.
Dude, how the fuck have we not met each other before? Jesus Christ, I want to go to fucking Baton Rouge so bad. You know how much makes me want to run through a fucking brick wall. Go Tigers.
Can you just imagine just listening to his pregame speech and just
I'm getting fucking hard thinking about it right now.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll be there just for the beers.
Nick, you presume I don't like sports or anything.
I'll be there just for the beer.
Okay.
I hate to do it, but I think it's about time to wrap this one up. It's been a fucking blast. This has been a very fun podcast. Andy, I greatly appreciate you coming on here and having.
His name's Michael Jordan, Jeff.
Appreciate you
Jordan,
guys having me.
We gotta stick with the clickbait.
Clickbait it up. Before we get out of here, I'm plugging myself one more time. Follow my personal Twitter at ahop23. Follow me on Twitter at the Brew Party, at the Brew Party on Instagram, at the Brew Party Podcast, Facebook, Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast, the Brew Party. You hate to see it, boys. Ferda.
Ooh,
You really do.
Boy.
You really do.
You
don't you?
do.
Seriously though, anytime you guys need a guest, I would love to hop on. Nick, your services will no longer be needed.
Wonderful. Great.
Thank you guys so much for having me again. You hate to see it.
Adam, take us out of this.
Thank you so much for listening to You Hate to See It. Follow us on Twitter at YOUH82CIT. We are available wherever you listen to podcasts every Monday. Just go to anchor.fm/H82CIT for all of our links. And if you don't like listening there, you can always go to YouTube. We upload on there on Fridays. That just makes you a little less cool, but I guess it's acceptable. Make sure you listen to Andy or Michael Jordon, as previously discussed. Just search The Brew Party wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening.
Can we also take a second real quick to talk about how Nick is just not adding to anything as he just left again?
Fuck, seriously, where'd you find this guy?
Well, I know like you wanted one of us guessing on your podcast at some point.
Or just you two. Yeah, you two can come on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're the two that played sports. He played in athletic, so.
But